Advisor movements 1 July 2021, a bit of a special feature this week being financial year end and given the number of changes. But before we move on, just a reminder, the Vanguard webinar coming up on the 14th of July. If you haven't registered, please register, about navigating the landscape over the next 12 to 24 months if you're a practice owner or a financial advisor. So number of ceases this week, as already been mentioned previously, 552, switches of 32 and new of 3. Now we look over the last 12 months as opposed to the last 6 months. At 30 June, we started off with 21,631 advisors. We lost approximately 1,000 advisors in that period between June and January. So we're down to 26,704. And a further 1,500 since the start of the year. So a 12-month loss all up of about 2,500 advisors. Shout out to those switches in this week. Maritza Synchron to Capstone. Dirk opening his own license MPFS from Lonsdale, and Daniel moving from AMP to Lifespan. So special feature, who left? When we break it up in terms of the type of advisors. So 2 bank advisors, 16 intra-fund advisors, so industry super funds. Stockbrokers had a loss of 20 advisors this week. Risk advisors obviously still leaving the industry given the life insurance framework remuneration issues playing out. So 65 advisors this week in that bucket. Holistic advisors, so 222 across the industry, and we had 227 accountants leave across a raft of both limited licensees and also just general accounting practices. So biggest gains, fairly mild this week. So 2 advisors eclipse, moving across from financial services partners. So now sitting at 5 advisors within that group. Panoptic Wealth Management, 2 advisors. Now they came across from Hunter Green. Reedy Capital, another 2 coming across from Australian Mortgage and Financial Advisors Proprietary Limited, or AMAFA. MPFS, as I mentioned before, that's Dirk's new group, 3 advisors there opening up that license, and Red Line Wealth Services, 3 advisors. All of those, or most of those, coming from Lonsdale within those 2 licensees, and an extra advisor coming across from Vic Super. Biggest losses this week. So this goes across 2 pages. So GPS Wealth, predominantly accountants, 11 advisors there. Australian Unity had 12 advisors this week, so 178 now sitting at. Capstone, 13 net advisors. Consultum, the IWF-owned Consultum, 14 advisors. Still, though, sitting at 383, given the transference of advisors across from other licensees within the IWF network. Morgan's, 14, the stockbroking outfit. Fordham's, which is a limited license advisor, has closed its license, the accounting group, so 15 advisors or 15 accountants, and 15 risk advisors under Lifespan, so 252 life/holistic advisors now sitting under Lifespan. We move on to the next page. So Bongiorno Group, which does hold a lot of accountants, so 16 advisors. Affinia, mostly risk advisors, 16 advisors under the TAL brand. Merit Wealth, 18 advisors, which is an accounting brand or license. Interprac, 18, some accountants within that group. AMP continues to lose advisors, now sitting at 690. Synchron, 27 advisors, mostly some risk advisors within that group. And the big change this week being SMSF Advisor Network, which is the accountants mentioned previously. So all in all, AMP actually now top the charts again, taking over from SMSF Advisor Network as the a top licensee in terms of number of advisors. So big week this week. We'll see how next week plays out. No doubt there will be some returning advisors, but obviously some cleanup from year end as well, in terms of licensees cleaning up the number of exits. So that's it. Please join me again next week.